This is the plaintiff, Anna Mandel. She says she loaned her coworker, the defendant, money for all sorts of things when they were friends, and the girl refuses to pay her back. She's fed up with the defendant's flippant attitude towards her. The girl took advantage, which is so not cool. And she's suing here and now for the $1,394.50 she's owed. This is the defendant, Nicole Vieira. She says she and the plaintiff were friends, and the girl was helping her throughout some tough times. There was never any mention of a loan or anything like that. She did things for her out of the kindness of her heart, and now she's throwing it in her face by suing her? Some people. She's accused of taking but not returning.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff can't believe the woman she worked with stiffed her so bad, but the defendant says the money was given out of the goodness of her heart. It's the case of with friends like you.
All right, Anna Mandel?
Yes.
You are suing Nicole Vieira for $1,394.50 in various unpaid loans throughout the course of the last many years. Tell me what's going on.
So I first met Nicole at Gillette Stadium. We both had the same type of job, known as a hawker. It's a concessions job.
Oh my goodness, what's a hawker?
So we all wear yellow shirts. We walk around the stadium with big bins and we sell things within the stadium.
That's known as a hawker?
Yes. We often get questions if we're all related and we say no.
Okay.
So we met, we used to hang outside, and Nicole and I became friends over that course of time. And the first loan I made to her was in August of 2009, following year, when I got a Groupon to do bartending lessons and to be certified bartenders. And I asked her if she wanted to do it with me.
And a Groupon is an online coupon?
Yes. So she agreed to pay me $200 for that.
Okay, so go on.
So then we continued to be friends, we continued to work together, and that spring she started running into problems financially, and she came to me and asked me if I could loan her money to pay her utilities bill, and I loaned her money for...
Wait, hold on one second. This is how much after the bartending class that she still hasn't paid you for?
Like 7-8 months.
Okay, but now if she hasn't paid you money she already owes you, why are you loaning her more money?
Because I feel like I'm a good friend. It is not my responsibility to pay anything for her.
No.
But
it's actually a little bit irresponsible to keep giving her money and enabling her.
Right.
All right, so you went ahead and loaned her now another what?
$280.
For what?
Utilities.
Okay.
With gas and electric bills.
Okay, do you have any proof of that?
I have a shared Google document I have with her, and I have cash bank statements.
Okay, the cash bank statements won't tell me where the money went, but do you have shared Google documents? What does that mean?
It's just a spreadsheet with the dates that I have approximate for when I lend her the money. And then
Did you send that to her?
Yes, it's shared with her. So I invited her to see it. I notified her through Facebook. She said she would take a look at it.
Okay,
And
that was sent to her on what date?
I have December 15th.
Of what year?
2010.
You have a lawsuit for money that you continued to loan to her. According to you, you loan her money again in February, again in April for car insurance. You loan her money for dinner in May. You give her another $300 for utility bill in June. You loan her gas money in September. When do you stop?
I stopped in the end of 2010.
Okay, that was sort of rhetorical. Why do you keep every month loaning her money? Why do you keep doing that if she's not paying you back anything?
All I can say is I was young and I was being sympathetic and I was really trying to feel her situation and where she was.
What's the difference in age between you two?
I
believe it's like 2 years.
I'm 21 right now.
Okay. What's going on, Ms. Vieira?
I don't deny going to the bartending class. She had someone who dropped out before I was supposed to go. I had agreed to go. There was no talks of payment until after the class was over.
Wait,
after that,
I don't understand. There were no talks of payment until after the class. Are you telling me you didn't know how much it was when you said, okay, I'll go?
She had paid for them ahead of time. Like she said with the Groupon. Somebody had dropped out on her. She had asked
but you
me,
knew you were going to be paying for it, right? You just didn't know how much?
She had already said, I had purchased these bartending classes. Did you want to go? I don't want to go by myself. I had figured there would be some
So what'd you say when she all of a sudden mentioned that you had to pay?
I told her I wasn't going to be able to pay all of it to her. Like she said, I was going
Did you
through
pay
some
any of it?
financial. There was $150 total paid to her.
Okay, but she's talking about $30 here, $40 there, $80 there, $300 there, just over and over and over loaning you money. Did that happen?
No,
Okay. So what did happen? Why is she making up loans?
I'm not sure. We stopped being friends after her boyfriend had assaulted me when I was pregnant.
Oh, her boyfriend assaulted you when you were pregnant. Tell me about that.
We had went out for her birthday. I was about 15 weeks pregnant with my daughter. He was being very mean to her. She was crying. And as a friend, I didn't want to see her crying. So we were in the place we had went out to, and I just kind of turned to him like, Doug, please stop being mean to her. It's her birthday. Don't do that. And he grabbed me and shoved me 3 different times. And then after that, I told her I didn't feel comfortable around him anymore. I didn't want to be around him. She then took his side, and I didn't need the drama. I had lost 2 pregnancies before that, and that was the end of our friendship.
Okay, but you still owe a bunch of money. What was it? What is it you do admit that you owe her?
The $200 for the bartending class, which was paid back almost all of it to her. And then there was $50 towards my license that she was supposed to pay back because she had borrowed my license to go out before she had turned 21, and she lost it. I had let her know ahead of time that there was tickets I had to pay on it before I could get my license back to not lose it.
Wait, so your license was suspended already?
Yeah, I wasn't driving with it.
And then what?
I asked her to repay it so I could get my license
what?
back. The fees to get the license back.
Yeah, but that includes tickets of yours that you're supposed to pay.
This was tickets from before. I had let her know all of the fees that were on there before I gave it to her.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Is this money she owes you? Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know what you're saying.
This was this is actually a part of her claim.
Right.
There was monies paid.
Because you're suing her for $454.50 to renew whose license? Hers?
I don't know what happened to her license. I never borrowed her license for anything, first of all. Second of all, she came to me in November because she was driving and got pulled over, and she found out that her license was suspended. And she said that she got pulled over because of a taillight was being out. She came to me and asked me to pay it, and it was $340 to reinstate her license. And I don't know what she is talking about right now. But that is.
Why are you suing for $454.50 instead of $340?
I corrected that.
Tell me about the Halloween costume.
Anna has a collection of sex costumes that she had at her house.
Okay, and you wore it for Halloween?
Yes, I had borrowed it from her for Halloween. We had went out to the club. Somebody grabbed me by the back of the dress, and the dress just completely came open all the way in the front. All of it. I would have been butt naked had it not been for the dancer who worked at the club and he had like a really long costume on. He was dressed as a zombie. So he had on like this really raggedy shirt that was like ripped and tied, and I went home in that night.
So would you ever give money to somebody, a really good friend, say, who didn't pay you back on a previous loan? Would you ever do that?
No, I would have it in writing first.
Okay, but sometimes you get stuff in writing and they still don't do it. If they didn't give you the money in the first place, even if it's a really good friend who needs money, would you give it to him a second time?
Absolutely not.
How do you say that to somebody who's really good friends with you?
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
And you would say that, well, I think it's fool me twice, shame on me.
Shame on whoever.
Going inside the courtroom.
So you did borrow her costume and it did get ruined in your care?
Yes, it did.
Do you have any proof of the value of that costume?
I didn't go back.
Do you have a picture of the costume?
I don't know. It was returned to her.
Do you have the costume?
It was returned to her. She
Did
told me
it
it was
return
going
to
to
her
be
shredded?
No, it wasn't shredded. The zipper had broken open and I couldn't get it back done together.
Did she return the costume?
No. The only thing I have is my hat.
Show me you said you had some Facebook messages or something?
Yeah.
Did you say on Facebook, I owe you money?
No, not that I'm aware of, no.
When I lent you the money to have your license reinstated, you promised I'd have the $340 back in the end of November, and now it's almost February. I've left you to be responsible. I don't want to lose you as a friend to get my money back, but I put my blank on the line to make sure you keep your son and your apartment. And you respond, I'm sorry I haven't contacted you. I don't have my computer anymore. So I haven't been able to get on Facebook. I no longer have your account information to put the money into your account. So at some point you had her account information, you were putting money into her account?
There was nothing put into her account. She had messaged me over and over and over again with account information where she had asked me to put the remainder of the bartending money into her account.
I think you're lying. I don't know how deeply you're lying, though. When she puts in a message to you, when I loaned you the $340 to get your license, and your response is, oh, I'm so sorry I haven't contacted you. Oh, the dog ate my homework. I don't have a computer, blah, 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 blah. Not, the hell are you talking about? You lost my license, and that's money you're supposed, the story you're giving me in here is very different from your response here. And if you're lying about that, how do I know you're not lying about the other stuff?
There had been back and forth.
Show me the date that you Google documented her.
I think that's attached to that if you look to the last page.
Do you have any proof of all these other little items, the 80, the 80, the 40, the 70? Do you have any
I
proof
have
of any of
bank
those?
statements and I have a red box claim.
I don't know what that means.
Red box?
Yeah, red box. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's Blockbuster in a box that's red, and you pay with your credit card. You pick on a digital screen what movie you'd like.
What, you were loaning your credit card to her to do that? When she owes you all that money? Okay. At some point, that has to cost you some money, too. What we're going to do here is a little rough judge. Oh, by the way, you don't have any proof of the cost of the Halloween costume? The $70 for that seems a little steep.
I can find it if you'd like me to.
Let me introduce you. Let me introduce you to what's going on here. This is a trial. This is the black dress. We're in the middle of it. Now's the time to have it, not later. I'm going to be done with
Well,
you when
the
I'm done with
average
you.
cost of a costume is $70.
Yeah, okay. I find in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount of $950, and I'm going to order you to pay her back $950. That's my judgment.
So the defendant comes out here, she'll be paying up. What's your reaction to the outcome?
That was absolutely ridiculous.
What
She
was?
didn't even look at my proof that I had towards the electric bills. I haven't even had a car since 2009 for her to be able to say she lent me insurance money for
So why didn't you try to pay her back?
There was money that was paid back to her from what was owed. The other claims are
So
just
you
ridiculous.
think the end of the friendship meant the end of any obligation?
No, not at all. But
No.
the end of the friendship was her taking her boyfriend's side, and we stopped speaking
All
completely.
right, you just
after
head
that.
right down this way. Okay, great. Nice job. What's your feeling here? You satisfied?
A little bit. I'm really upset and distraught that she came out with stories that were inapplicable and making my reputation look poorly.
Like what?
Like the story with the boyfriend. I mean, I could have gone and shoved many things in her face of the disrespectful things she's done. And
When did you realize you'd been taken advantage of or allowed yourself to be?
well, I wasn't comfortable with it probably after a year.
Why would
And
she stiff you?
I don't know. I could just say she's been trying to find a job and hasn't been, and just it was easier, and she was depressed and didn't want to deal with it.
Great. Harvey?
It's so funny. People who are real scammers will act completely indignant if you won't loan them money, even if they stiffed you the first time around. You shouldn't be embarrassed. You should call them out on it. You should say, hey, you didn't pay me the first time. Do you really think I'm this stupid? You should not be embarrassed to say no to somebody who stiffed you once. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.